Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make an exploded view of your T9 Automoblox vehicle. So once you have your file open, your complete assembly of your T9 Automoblox vehicle, the first thing you want to do is to come on up now to your workspace and change it to animation. So the first thing I'm going to do is start taking apart my wheels and hubs here, my axles, and then we're going to kind of take it apart piece by piece here. All right. So one of the things I recommend doing to save you time is to hold down the shift key on your keyboard in the mouse wheel. Press the mouse wheel and the shift button and then move your mouse around to sort of uh, rotate um, or orbit your car, and I recommend also changing it to free orbit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and start taking off our wheels and hubs. Come on up to transform. The first thing I'm going to do is to move this wheel out, and I'm going to move it out 3 inches, and then I'm going to click on the wheel and I'm going to move this guy out 2 inches or -2 inches, and then I'm going to click on the axle and I'm going to move it out -1 inch, and then hit OK. Okay, so you should hopefully have something that looks about like that. Now let's go ahead and repeat this process for the other wheel. Okay, I'm going to click on that guy and we're going to move it out -3. Okay, do the same thing for the wheel here, -2, and then the axle, -1. Okay, and let's just keep going and do that for the other wheels over here. So we're going to do that for 3, the wheel, -2, and the axle, -1. Okay, and I'm going to hold down shift and my mouse wheel and I'm going to move over to this wheel. Let's do that guy and we're going to move it out -3, do the wheel, -2, and then do the axle, -1, and select OK. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start taking apart the front and the back end here. So let's go ahead and do that. Once again, coming up to transform, I'm going to click on that guy. I'm going to pull it out. Let's go a distance of 3. Alright, and do the same thing for this front end. Let's pull it out and do a distance of -3. Alright, and then I'm going to, let's move that guy over here a distance of, let's try -2. That looks pretty good. And then let's do this guy. A distance of, let's do minus 1.5. And that looks a little too far. So let's try -1.375. And then let's click on this part and bring it out. A distance of, let's go with 0.5. See how that looks. I'm trying to just make everything look symmetrical. Let's try 0.75. That might be too far. And that looks pretty good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and select OK. And then I'm going to kind of repeat this process for these parts here. So I'm going to click transform. Let's move this guy out. A distance of -2. And then let's go with this guy, and I think we did. Let's try 1.5. And let's try 1.375. And then let's bring out this guy. Let's try 0.75. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to select OK. Now let's go ahead and take out the Automoblox windshield. I'm going to click on it and transform it, and let's move it up, a distance of, say, that's pretty high. Let's just try 1.5. Let's just go with 1.75. Actually, 2 should be good. And then I'm going to click on this piece here and move it up somewhere. Let's see where it is in relationship here. So let's try 1.5. That looks pretty good. I'm going to select OK. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to click on my home button here, and let's go ahead and animate it. Hit play, and you'll see your car sort of taken apart. All right, and you can also, if you right click on storyboard, you can reverse it, and now hit play. Okay, and one of the things you can also do is you can sort of stagger these, so you can see the parts become assembled one at a time. So you can move these around, you can change the duration of them. I'm not going to do it for time purposes, but I would definitely encourage you to fool around and create a really cool animation. And one of the things I like to do, I don't really like the view. It's kind of messes with things. And so what I would encourage you to do is to just delete it. Okay. And then when you hit play, okay, you can kind of see it sort of come together better, in my opinion. All right, so I'm going to actually right click and revert back to our original storyboard. I'm going to go to reverse again. All right, and if we hit play, we'll see it sort of come apart, right? So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And then I'm going to come around, I'm going to come over to my workspace, and now we're going to create our actual exploded view. So to do that, we're going to come down to a drawing file, and we're going to do a drawing not from design, but from animation. And we're going to select sheet size A, 11 inches by 8.5 inches. Go ahead and select OK. All right, and here is our exploded view. I'm going to kind of place it where I want. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Let's try 1 to 2. And that's pretty good size. So I'm going to kind of just, I think, click somewhere here for now. We can move it around later. I'm going to give it shaded or color, and I'm going to select OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete my title block here. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my base view, and I'm going to bring in my model, and I don't want my front view. I want my northeast isometric view, so it kind of looks like, you know, the same orientation as we have here. Let's see here. And let's go ahead and give it some shaded color. And I'm going to kind of keep it small, and I'm just going to kind of click right over here and select OK. All right, and the next thing I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and click on this view. I'm going to right click, let's edit the view, and we're going to change it as the same orientation as this guy, so they look similar here. So we're going to come on down, and we're going to go from custom down to northeast isometric. All right, and let's go ahead and select close. All right, now they look kind of like they're in a similar orientation here, right? Okay, and one of the last things we want to do now is to add a table, a parts list table with some balloons. So to do that, come on to tables and select table, and then go ahead and click on our exploded view here. But before you click, you want to change it to, because if you do first level, it's just going to give you your sub-assemblies. We want all of our parts, so we're going to go to all level, and then on the corner here, I'm going to find this top corner. I'm going to click. Okay, and there you go. But we got some, obviously we got to clean it up and make it look a little bit better here. All right, so one of the things I'm going to do is scroll over it until you see it highlighted. Double click on it. All right, and we're going to go ahead and use item, quantity, part number. We're not going to use description or material. So I'm going to uncheck description and material to make this thing fit. Go ahead and select close. Okay, and then I'm going to basically sort of click on this again and move this guy out so we can make this thing fit. All right, and that looks pretty good. I might move them just a little bit more to maximize my space. All right, and that looks pretty good. All right, so remember, you can always adjust the size of this guy right here too. So if I click on that guy, it moves, but I'm going to move him back. Okay, but I'm going to click, and I'm gonna just let's just make it like maybe 1 to 2.5, maybe a little smaller. Select close. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and start making my balloons here all parallel. And notice here, okay, we have decimals on our balloons for each assembly. So, okay, the ones here are subassembly 1, the 2s are subassembly 2, and the 3s here are subassembly 3. All right, so now let's go ahead and just start making our balloons here sort of parallel. So you click on them, and I'm just going to do the best I can to make them all fit. All right, and obviously you're probably not going to be able to get them all parallel, and that's okay. Just try to make it look clean and organized so you don't have a bunch of lines crossing each other. Okay, and then I'm going to move my assembly down here. All right, and that will do it for this tutorial. Don't forget to save your work when you're done. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.